If you're a chosen one who has trouble with the 3D in the material world, this video is for you. Because what they don't tell you is that this world is going to make it look like the ones who are not spiritually evolved are actually winning. So then you're questioning, like, why am I being like a good, kind, compassionate person where I'm struggling with things like money, stability, housing, and just like basic things in my life? Well, in this video, I'm gonna make it clear for you why that is and help you understand what you can do. It's very simple. Okay, once I learned this, it like blew my mind. It took me freaking years to get, but you will get it instantly. Okay, so if this is something that you want to do, keep watching. So what happened is that when you came on this earth, or you came back on this earth, baby, it's not your first rodeo, as the chosen one, what happened is that you are operating from this 144,000 frequency. This is an energy. Your soul came here to help humanity to awaken a code of consciousness. You're here with a specific soul mission. And how do you know this is true? It's because intuitively you know that you came here for a specific soul mission. You might or may not know what it is, but you just feel like, I'm here to help people somehow. I'm here to, do some kind of healing work somehow, or share something, or be of service somehow. But then on the other hand, you can feel like you struggle with things like money, finances, a place to live, or, stable, healthy relationships, and even friendship, and anything that feels 3D in this life. You're like having a hard time, okay? And this is going to really help you understand why. I'm gonna shift this for you. So the first thing that you need to understand is that you came here with a purpose, with a mission, and with codes that are already encoded within you to help you fulfill this purpose. Okay, that's important. I'll get to it in a sec why that's important. But the second thing here is that you came here with a huge heart. Because your huge heart is where your empathic abilities gets activated, your healing ability gets activated, your creative, your compassionate, your relatability ability gets activated. So that's how you actually can help, because you came on this earth to awaken the heart portal of the planet, to help people awakening to love. Right? So that's why there's a lot of this love and light frequency that you are naturally attracted to. But here's the problem. You're very good at it. You're too good at the love and light because you came here with these codes already encoded within you. So you know how to be compassionate. You know how to be empathic. You know how to be caring. You know how to be giving. Because everything in your DNA, in your divine template, is designed for you to be of service, okay, to the greatest good of all. Now, okay, the third thing, okay, that you need to know is that with all of these things already encoded within you, this is a high frequency stuff, right? It's like, I have a purpose, I want to help people, I'm compassionate, I'm caring, but without this third thing, everything's going to crumble, because everything else up to this point I just shared with you, these are high frequency, higher chakra stuff, right? Heart and opening, right? Psychic ability, empathic ability. You're able to receive divine downloads. You're able to know things before people know it, right? You have all these skills and all of that. So these are your divine feminine channel. These upper chakras, your psychic gifts, your psychic ability, your remembrance, okay? Your crown chakra is wide open. You're receiving downloads. You're knowing things. Like, that doesn't even make sense. You didn't read it from a book. And because of all these things mixed with your empathic ability, your divine channel are very open, which makes you kind of like that hot air balloon. You're just floating. You're just flowing up in here. Okay, which is a very good thing, because you're here to uplift the vibration of the planet, which is a bit dense, as you can tell if you came back on this earth. A lot of us, we have this how do you say, this disalignment or disresonance with earth. That's why we feel so sad and depressed and we want to leave. I don't want to be here, but I want to help people. I love people, but I don't want to deal with people. So this kind of like tuck and pull thing. So why and how you're going to get material abundance and prosperity and have a good time on earth and having a healthy, prosperous, happy, joy time on earth is actually focusing on your lower chakras, which is your divine masculine chakras. Because you see, the divine feminine channels, okay, your upper 3 chakras really helps you being connected with the spiritual realm. That's why you have these intuitive ability and psychic abilities and this empathy, for humanity. That's your heart portal. But when your lower 3 chakras are not integrated and activated properly, what happens is that you're not activating, let's say, the first chakra, which is your base chakra, right? Chakra number 1, which is safety and security. That's your grounding chakra. If you don't feel grounded, you're going to fly away. You don't feel grounded, you don't feel safe. So that's why a lot of us, we have problem with safety and security. You don't feel safe where you are. You don't feel safe to be you. You don't feel safe to express yourself. So there's this constant fear consciousness that kind of like takes over your body. And then the second chakra is your sacral chakra. That's the energy of your sacred sexuality. That's the creation, right? You can receive all the downloads you want, but if you are not creating, you're not doing something about it, you just write in your journal and you just keep it to yourself and you gollum, all of that. And when I'm saying this, okay, what I mean, I'm making light of it, but what I really mean is that you want to share, but you're not sharing because of fear, okay, of the fear consciousness that is overtaking you. I'm gonna get into all of that in a bit. And then the next chakra here is your energy of the solar plexus, your inner sun. This is your ego, okay? This is going to be very important. Your solar plexus is going to be very important when it comes to you materializing things and having success in this 3D realm. Your solar plexus is basically how you shine, right? It's like your inner sun, solar, right? How you shine in this realm. A lot of us, old souls, ancient souls, empaths, starseeds, okay, alien beings, we are really trained to not be in our ego. It's like give to humanity, be selfless, help people, put yourself last, right? Be nice and humble, right? So all of these things we already master. But the thing is, we're actually here to master these 3 energies. We're here to make peace with our ego. So that's why a lot of people, they have these body issues, like they don't like their avatar, they don't like where they're from, they don't feel safe in their upbringing. But you don't realize that all of these things are actually here to teach you the lesson of feeling grounded and safe and integrate in the 3D. So the mainstream media and the mainstream world will tell you, being spiritual is being selfless, and being spiritual is being namaste and love thy brothers and sisters and, give yourself to the world and put yourself last, which is true. But the thing is, it's not going to work for you. Why? Because you have mastered it already. You already know what this whole love and light-ish is about, okay? You've done it. You're being the nice girl. You're the nice guy your entire life. You got it, honey. You passed the test with flying colors, okay? So what you actually need to master is literally the opposite. The opposite of what people tell you in the spiritual realm. Trust me on this one, okay? This is what I had to learn the hard way. But when I learned it, my life, blew up, okay? Material, financial abundance, everything, it just makes sense in my world. And it's come so easily. Why? It's because I realized that I was just trying to do this curriculum of the love and light thing, which I already know how to do. I already know how to put myself last. I already know how to be selfless. I already know how to give and overgive, okay? So I don't need to learn how to do that anymore. But what I do have to learn is how to feel safe and secure within myself, how to be confident within myself, how to create, bring my genius idea and my downloads into creation tangibly and share it to the world, right? And actually being more of my ego, meaning learning how to put myself first, caring about what is my path and not what my parents wants me to do, what the society wants me to do, but what I believe myself to be doing, what my destiny is. So you see, these 3 chakra points are the key to your success, and most people overlook it because they think it's so beneath them. They think, oh, I want money, but money is for the evil ones. Okay, they say they subconsciously want to be supported, on earth and all of that. But then they only want, Archangel Michael's support and Archangel Uriel's light. But then they don't want a stable, safe home, right? And if you shit on these things, and if you reject these things, if you judge these things, they're not going to come to you. And I had to learn that because and then that's what I realized. A lot of us, very highly spiritual being, we kind of have this idea that the 3D is beneath us. But the thing is, it is in a way, because the 3D is the lower chakras, okay? The 5D, whatever, is of the higher chakras. But the thing is, we are human and we are divine. We have to master both. This is the yin and yang. If you reject the masculine part of you, okay, and what is masculine? Provider, protector, okay? That's the masculine energy. And if you don't allow yourself to be provided for, and you don't allow yourself to be protected, and if you don't want to provide for yourself, if you don't want to protect yourself, you're not balanced, because God created this earth perfect, beautiful, for everything in abundance for you to claim. So you need to make your mark, okay? So how are you going to do this? 1, okay, you need to know that it's not about love and light anymore in this moment, but it's about you. I know, that's what I'm saying. It's the era of you, okay? It's about me, 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 me. I know how it sounds. I know how non-spiritual it sounds, but trust me, it works. Why? It's because you have to understand that everything you do is you're here to remember that everything has to happen in balance. You need to have a little bit of you. That's why you have an ego, right? Ego serves a purpose. That's why you have an avatar. And you're not just all that is, everything and nothing. Then why would you be in this physical body? You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't. So just know that everything is perfectly by design. So you need to learn to love your physical body. First and foremost, your physical body, learn to love your body. That's why the whole thing about self-love and self-care, and learning to treat your body with care. If you love your body, do you work yourself to exhaustion? If you love your body, do you not sleep, not take rest when you need it? Right? If you love your body, do you inflict pain on your body? Right? So all of these things, you have to feel safe in who you are in your body, okay? In your vessel, in your divine vessel, first and foremost, right? So physical care, right? Body work, workout, stuff like that, that's important. Feeling safe to be you. So that's why a lot of us, we can come here with a lot of these high consciousness, but we don't know how to ground. That's why grounding is important. That's why having peace with the material realm is important. Okay, so how do you have peace with the material realm? You need to not judge it. Okay, repeat after me. Say this out loud, comment below, put it on your forehead. Okay, I shall not trust, I shall not judge the material realm. I feel some of you guys like, I don't trust the material realm. No, you are here to not judge it, okay? I shall not judge the material realm. I love my world, and my world loves me. Say this with me, comment it below, put it on your forehead. Boom, okay? I love my world, and my world loves me. I love my life, and my life loves me. I love my 3D world, and my 3D world loves me, okay? You need to make peace with it. Like for the longest time, I judged so many things. I was vegan for like 4 years of my life, and I was like, I judge eggs, I judge cheese, I judge this, I judge that, I judge everything. okay? And I call myself spiritual, and there's nothing spiritual about judging, okay? It's very egoic thing. And so you have to learn to stop judging people for, let's say, oh, I judge that person for buying this brand name thing because it's so materialistic. Listen, you're in the 3D, you're in the material world, okay? You might or may not like it, but you're a material girl, okay? Or you're a material boy. So we need to make peace with it. The material world is beautiful. You know, the tree that you love to hug is material, okay? The leaf is material. Everything's material. This iPhone, this phone, whatever you're using to watch me, your TV or your laptop or whatever, material, right? We have to learn to love the material world. There's a lot of really beautiful things, and everything is fundamentally neutral. But unless we truly make peace with it, we're going to think of it and we put the bad, wrong, negative sticker label where the thing is just freaking neutral. It can be a good thing, right? Is money a bad thing? No, it's just a piece of paper. It's like an energy exchange thing. It can be very beautiful because money is what? It's instant manifestation. Instead of like, oh, I pray and I manifest and I affirm that I get this red car, okay, this cool brand, Mercedes or whatever cool brands of cars is. I don't drive, I don't know, okay? I want this Lamborghini, I want this whatever. Instead you like praying and affirming, you got the money, okay, I pay for it. Instant manifestation for you. So is money a bad thing? No, it can be a very good thing, you know? So this is why you have to reprogram your entire brain, okay? And you have to look at it differently. And for those of you who want to go deep into this, I have a 2-hour transmission and energy activation where I activate every single one of your chakra points into grounding into this material realm for you to begin having material successes and influence and impact the way that your soul came here to experience. And that's called the Starseed Lightworker Power Up Energy Activation. I'll link it below for you, okay? Very powerful stuff. This is the thing where you have to realize that the material world is here to help you. It's here to support you, right? So think about, isn't it nice when you're crying and you have what? A tissue paper, right? To dab on your tears? It's nice, right? It's nice, isn't it nice when you, I feel so stressed and I have a singing bowl, ding, right? For me to listen to. Isn't it nice, right? Isn't it nice when you have the internet to browse all these cool spiritual concepts at your fingertips? Isn't it nice, right? So I want you to start getting familiar and appreciating your world. That is something that most of us spiritual people miss. We reject this, and anything, when we reject of ourselves, we pay the price for it because we're meant to be inharmonious. We're here to learn to master the material and the spiritual, okay? Now, the second thing, this is where most light workers, starseeds, ancient soul, aliens, beings, Arturians, okay, struggle with, which is creation. They're the most creative people. Why? Because when you're plugged into source consciousness, it's going to come through. You're going to be naturally creative. You just get download, you get channel messages, you just get this innovation idea. You're seeing things differently from most people in the world. That's why they call you weird, right? But the thing is, you came here as an alien to help. Okay, to help the planet evolve. So that's why you're filled with amazing, outrageous, innovative ideas, okay? But if you get tripped up in it, you're not going to create it. That's your sacral chakra. You're not going to create it, and hence you're not going to share it with the world. And when you don't share it, you're blocking your flow of abundance, because abundance is a flow, it's an energy flow, right? Giving, receiving, giving and receiving. It's like breathing in, breathing out, right? So imagine, right? You're getting all these downloads, all these amazing ideas, all the ways that you can help people heal and evolve and transform and laugh and being joyous and all of these things. And you're just breathing in, and then you just stop that's kind of awkward, right? Like you need to breathe out. You need to let it out, right? So you need to breathe out, meaning that you need to share it. You get the idea, you need to create it and out. So whether it's a course, whether it's a tangible project, whether or product, whether it's a service, whether it's an idea, whether it's a video, whether it's a event, okay, whatever it is, you need to do it. Okay, you need to get it out, because when you do that, you're allowing for the flow of abundance. Because what is money? What is abundance? Value and worth. Okay, so when you share something, listen very carefully. If you're someone who struggles with money, finances, stuff like that, this is gonna really change for you. This really changed for me. Okay, when you give something of value, that is the key. So you need to share what you believe to be the most valuable, okay? So when you know that, okay, this 5-step process that you've gone through really helps you become more confident, or this thing that you did that it really heals you, if you really believe in the value in what you are sharing and you share it, you're allowing people to pay you. You're allowing the energies to come back to you. It doesn't need to be tick for tack. It doesn't have to be like that, but that the energy of the universe works. What you give is what you receive. Receiving, having is through giving. So you need to give first if you want to receive. You can't just be here, I want to receive, and I'm going to do absolutely nothing. I'm going to be no value of people, and I expect happy flowing money and support and love. No. Okay, no. Okay, I'm gonna drop that delusional idea now. Okay, because you actually didn't come here to be a sugar baby. Okay, I'm sorry to break it to you. You actually came here to be of service. You came here to share your gifts. So that's why by design, if you don't share your gifts, you don't share what you believe to be tangible, if you don't share and do the things that you're meant to do, I'm talking about your soul purpose, right? Your soul mission. If you don't do that, abundance is not going to come through for you. Okay, that doesn't mean that you cannot get money, because you can do all sorts of things to get money. But is it going to light your soul up? No. Is it going to kill your soul? Probably. Okay, so you will know that when you activate and you start doing your purpose work, all of these abundance just start coming to you. Why? Because that's value for value. When you put out the value, what happens? The universe has no choice, I'm telling you, no choice, but to reflect value back to you. That's how it works as the law of attraction. You attract what you are. So if you are a person of value, you're gonna receive value, okay? And value through gifts, through goods, through money, through exchanges, all of these things, okay? So you have to understand, if you withheld your gifts, don't expect a happy flowing river of abundance in your life. It is not gonna happen, okay? So that's how it is. So, and then even if you work another job that you're like, oh yeah, I make lots of money in that job, you're gonna feel like, I don't wanna work there. You're gonna feel like, oh, my soul is dying, because it's designed to feel that way. Again, I'm not gonna go deep into all of this, but if you wanna know how I did it and how I make my happy money and how I reframe everything from impact and income, growing my following and reaching millions of people, like how I began to think differently, because we're meant to think differently. We don't think like, this, because we're not new souls. We are old souls. So the way we look at life, the way we look at the material realm is actually very different. So again, if you want to know how I did it, and it's a very powerful thing, down below is the power up activation, the Star Seed Lightworker power up activation. Is going to power you up, okay, after you go through that. Down below. Highly recommend that one, okay? So the next level up is your solar plexus. You need to master your confidence. You need to master, this is who I am. And you need to master and be comfortable that I am a material girl in a material world. I'm at peace with it, okay? So this is when you have to really learn to love the material world and not judge it. This is something I had a lot of issues with, because I used to judge people who wear like flashy clothes or like brand names, or like, these $10,000 handbags. I'm like, oh, why would you do that? It's just so blah, blah, blah. Like, I would judge the F out of it. You know, even people wearing makeup. I'm like, oh, you're wearing makeup? Terrible. You're putting toxic on your, on your, you know, whatever, right? Like, I had so much judgments, okay? Anything material, I was like, I am a jungle girl. I am one with the trees and the foxes and the snakes and, you know, like, I don't know, I was in that jungle girl era, okay, for the longest time. But then when I realized, like, if I just release all my judgments, I can be harmonious with my world and not be like, oh, this person is smoking next to me. Oh, this person is drinking next to me. Oh, this person and a heavy perfume is next to me. Like, I became more of a judgmental prick, an a-hole, than a spiritual Zen person. So when I began to be like, you know what? I'm going to make peace with my world because my power is from within. My wholeness and zenness and equilibrium is from within. And all of these things are fun, okay? Ice cream is fun, okay? Chocolate is fun, okay? Shopping sprees are fun, okay? Pearls and golds and diamonds and, you know, precious gems are fun, okay? So you have to think like that. You have to think that you came here to have fun. That's why you have an avatar, right? If I'm just infinite, eternal spirit, eternal love, I wouldn't need this body. I wouldn't need to look like this. I wouldn't need any of this. So the fact that we have it, meaning that there's a purpose to it. We're here to love our world. So then that's when I began to stop judging everything and everyone and, you know, all the things that are labeled as bad and wrong and dense and, oh, you're not supposed to do that. And when I just listen to my heart and allowing my joy to lead the way, okay? And again, this requires high spiritual discernment, meaning that I'm not going to be out here doing all the crazy, you know, substances because I think it's fun. But actually, if I actually know that it's hurting my body, I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? So you need to have the discernment. But then at the same time, you're here to have a good time. You know, like have a fried chicken here and there. It's fine, okay? Have a beer, okay? If you feel called to doing some beer trial or whatever, what do you call it? Taste test, okay? Okay? It's fine. You're not a bad person. So I think we need to really let go of all of this. And this, by the way, just to remind you, this video is made for the highly spiritually evolved individuals who naturally don't want to drink or don't want to do this or don't want to do that or don't want to buy this or don't want to do that, okay? But I want you to be really honest with yourself. Is it out of judgment or is it out of truth? Because if it's out of truth, you're not going to be judging it and you're not going to be triggered by someone doing it. Because it's like, well, I like red, you like blue, cool. You know, it's like that. But if you're like, oh, you smoker, you drinker, you druggie, okay? If you're like that judgmental person, you Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Gucci, materialistic biatch, you know, if you are like that, then there's something for you to look at, okay? Because you haven't made peace with the material world. So what I did is, you know, I actually had to like force myself to explore different things like makeup, you know, like buying clothes that are like, you know, that I don't need, okay? Because I was traveling around the world for like the past 9 years and I have like my 1 or 2 suitcases with me. So I didn't really buy anything, you know, for the longest time. Yeah, I was like, I'm minimalistic. I am not material girl and I wasn't buying anything, okay? But then what I realized that it wasn't even my true self. My true self wanted to buy what she wants to buy. But then my somehow spiritual ego thinks that it's bad and it goes against my brand image if I'm like material whatever person. So this is a lot of the soul identity kind of work, authentic work. If you want to go deeper into this, I have my weekly coaching and all of these trainings I have when you access my seen, heard, and felt inner circles. I'll leave the link below if that's something interests you, where we go really deep into soul expression, authenticity and authentic expression. So that's the program for you. When I began to be like, you know what? I can't believe I was so triggered by people drinking beer. I was triggered, guys. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get over this and I'm gonna go get a beer. I kid you not. I went to the nearest restaurant. At the time I was in Mexico. I was like, excuse me, I would like a beer. And they're like, what beer? And I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know what beer they are because I don't drink beer, you know? So I'm like, yes, just pick one for me. And honestly, I had a taco and I had that whatever beer they gave me and it was great, okay? I'm not here to promote beer or anything, but honestly, that beer really helped me get over my judgment and get over my whatever assumption about myself and others in this world. So, you know, sometimes you just have to loosen up a little bit, I'm telling you. So it really helped me to begin caring more about how I look, what I want, what I like to do. Because before I didn't really care about brushing my hair or like looking after myself or whatever, because I think it's spiritual, it's hippie, it's cool or whatever. But I realized that it was self-neglect. You know, I had this physical body and I need to take care of it. And actually being vegan at the time, it wasn't giving me the nutrition that I needed. Like I felt like ever since I stopped being vegan and just eating intuitively what I know was meant for my body, I'm way healthier. I am way more vibrant and I feel like I can trust myself and my intuition a lot better. So you have to really be honest with yourself because again, everything on this earth is here to design for you to come into balance and harmony with self. So you cannot reject the spiritual realm like, this is illogical, and you cannot reject the material realm. This is so materialistic. You can't do that. You have an ego, it can be a very beautiful thing, right? But a lot of the time it's not because we get into that negative ego. So this is really for you to realize that when you embody all of this, things will flow to you a lot easier. When I began to, being one with the material realm, money started flowing into my life so easily. Before it was so hard, I couldn't figure it out, blah, 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 blah. But ever since I activated being more in my ego, right? Being more confident within myself, learning to speak up for myself, being in more my masculine energy and not just tolerating anything and everyone, not just flowing and floating in the air, in the water. I began to be more grounded. I began to be more intentional. I began to respect myself and I began to say, you know what? I realized I really like chocolate ice cream. I realized I really like shopping spree. I realized I really like these, thousands of dollars handbags. When I allowed myself to be true without judgment, I learned so much about who I am. And when I made peace, like, okay, I'm the kind of person who actually prefer these 5-star resorts, not a tent. Okay, not a camping thing, not a glamping thing. I want a 5-star resort experience. When I made peace with that and not judge myself for it, that's when these things get to be attracted to me and gets to support me and I get to experience more of it. Because you cannot reject what you say you want, right? A lot of the spiritual folks, okay, high vibrational folks, they think money is beneath them. They think, doing this and material is beneath them. And when you think like that, you're going to struggle with it. So you can be sitting here thinking that you're holier than thou in your hippie ways, okay? If you think it's cute, okay? No problem. If you're cool with it, you're cool with it. But this video is made for the people who pretend to be cool with it, but then they know that they're not cool with it. In the back of the mind, I wish I had more money. I wish I had more material comfort. I wish I had more stable relationship. I wish I had a home. I wish I feel like I belong. If these are your secret wishes, then you need to get real. You need to get real with your world. You need to love your world. You need to love yourself. You need to love your body. You need to treat yourself properly. You need to know your worth and your value. Because if you don't know your worth and your value, you cannot give what you believe that's worth and value, because you're going to start undercharging, right? If you don't believe what you share is valuable, you're going to be like, well, it's just free, or this $1 ticket. But then but you know, your rent is like not $1, okay? Your rent is, I don't know, 3K a month or 5K a month. I don't know, whatever, you know, your rent is, right? And then how are you going to support yourself if you don't receive the appropriate amount? So this is will require you to learn to love yourself, to be confident in yourself, to know your worth and your value, and to be in your masculine energy, to protect your energy, to protect your preciousness, and to provide for yourself. How do you provide yourself? You need to be in your divine masculine energy. You need to know that you're not here to hope for a savior. You're not hoping for a lottery win. You're not hoping for all of that. You can be open for more support, extra miracle money, all of that. You can be open to that. But I'm telling you, if you're watching this video, it's not your path. Okay, it's not your path to hope for a rich husband, to hope for a sugar mama or whatever it's called, right? You're here to provide service and value because your soul reincarnated with wisdom for this very purpose. So if you don't do what you're meant to do, it's gonna feel like a struggle and a half. Okay? So if you notice your path, the activation below is for you. The Starseed Lightworker energy activation is for you. My Light Worker or my Light Warrior 30 day, it can be for you if you're like, I wanted to become a powerful light warrior. I want to have my discipline, my discernment, being, strong in sharing my message with power. That's the program for you. And if you want to operate in your authentic nature and share what you're here to share without apologies and being more true and more authentic, seen, heard, and felt, okay? That's when you meet with me every single week, okay? In a group of very badass light workers, people who are here to balance both of their energies and being who they're here to be. And all of the resources down below have my one-on-one spots as well, okay? So check it out down below. Let me know what resonates with you. If you want me to make more of these videos to help you navigate in your journey, if you enjoyed it, give us a big thumbs up so that I know that you enjoyed it. And we're here every day, so hit the subscribe button because I love to have you here, guys. I love you, and I'm sharing this from the bottom of my heart. I know that once you integrate your divine masculine energy, once you become whole and complete, not just material stuff is gonna come to you, like in terms of money and status and all of these things. Not really status, but like money and impact and material comfort, because we need that and we deserve that. But also this is about divine union for those of you who want to come into in a loving connection with your true soul match. I make a couple of videos on that as well. It's important. It's all about balancing the energy. But anyway, I don't want to just make this video longer than it already is, guys. If you appreciate it, let me know. And I can't wait to connect with you down below. I love you so much. This is Tina Wong. Have a wonderful day.